It's today's God Call with Reverend Bill.
Here's a fun word game you can play with thesaurus.com. Just put in a word, any word that you want, and look at what the synonyms are. For example, you put in the word glee, and the strongest matches are delight, elation, exhilaration, exuberance, joy, pleasure, and verve. And if you look at the antonyms, the words that mean the opposite, you get depression, discouragement, melancholy, pain, sadness, sorrow, and trouble. Interesting, and it reminds you which direction you'd prefer to be facing.
When I give to you, I give to me, I give to everyone. When I pray for you, I pray for me, I pray for everyone. It's a cycle of love that begins as one. May my hands become the hands of love. When I speak for you, I speak for me, I speak for everyone. When I sing for you, I sing for me, I sing for everyone. It's a cycle of love that begins as one. May my voice become the voice of love. When I feel for you, I feel for me, I feel for everyone. When I love for you, I love for me, I love for everyone. It's a cycle of love that begins as one. May my heart become the heart of love. It's a cycle of love that returns as one. May my voice become the voice of love. Oh, this cycle of love, it begins and returns as one. May our hands become the hands of love, the hands of love, the hands of love. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you, everybody. And Happy New Year. Continuing New Year. This is our first time doing a hybrid celebration since the New Year, and there's all sorts of tone and texture going on. Jesus is just back from Puerto Rico as of like 3 o'clock in the morning. Breen and Jane are just back from COVID, so they're staying at home. Michelle is not here because since the last time we were together, she sold her house in Philadelphia. Now she's in Millville. Kathy is now living in Illinois and has the time zones down. And things are changing, things are moving, things are unfolding. So good morning, New Thought Philadelphia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. And let's embrace the newness. There's new possibilities that are unfolding for and through and as each of us. So you guys know the rules on Zoom, and you know the rules of etiquette if you're in person. So side comments soft enough that I don't hear them. And if I say something funny, laugh. because we can't hear those on Zoom. In Zoom, leave yourself muted except when we're sharing. And let's all unmute now. You can repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to joy.
I open myself to the awareness of good surrounding me.
I open myself to the awareness of good surrounding me.
I know that love is right here, right now.
I know that love is right here, right now.
That mute button one more time as I remind you that New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. Whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you to our Zoom or our celebration today, we have been expecting you. And welcome home. We believe there's one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us. And that we each use that same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our life according to our beliefs. The way that we like to say it, your new life begins with a new thought. So if you have extra electronic devices that are just going to bother yourself or me in the next hour or so, go ahead and put them on mute so we can turn our attention inward. I'm Bill Marcioni, the spiritual director at New Thought Philadelphia. Our music today is the lovely and talented Deb Chamberlin. We have a couple of practitioners for the celebration today, and actually that's something I wanted to check with Breen. Are you feeling like doing the meditation when that comes along, or would like to have Joe do that?
I'm happy to have Joe do that.
Okay. Joe, can you do the meditation when that comes along? Yeah. So later, Joe will be doing the meditation, and right now Jesus is going to open us up with a practical prayer.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Good morning to the brothers and sisters that are here, those that are in the Zoom, everybody. Let's pray. That's how we start our day. Settle in. Know that this is the time, the moment to celebrate. Celebrate our unity, our divinity, our humanness, spirit, body, and mind. It's a spirit in man. The inspiration of the Almighty give us understanding. This moment is a moment of understanding, transformation. Is God expressing himself through each one of us here. The substance of life taking form. We are co-creators with the Creator. The Creator is forming this experience for each one of us. And we are open and flexible for God that is in us, that is through us, around us, as us. It is us. It's using each one here as an instrument of love and peace and joy, wisdom, balance, freedom, unity. The harmonious being, which is God, is saturating this place here and now. The omnipresence of God is everywhere, but it needs to be recognized. It needs to be realized right there in that place. Wherever we standing, sitting, laying, is a sacred place. It's where God is dwelling. So we recognize that presence. We keep our eyes on Thee because He brings us peace. That peace that surpasses all human understanding. Even the truth have to be recognized. He say he stand at the door and knock. Whoever hear his voice and open the door of his heart, her heart, he will come in and sup with you, and you with him. You will have the feast of life. You will have the transformation, the enlightenment, the blissfulness, the joy. The joy of God is our strength. Let's open our eyes to the only presence, the only God, the Almighty, where we move and live and have our being. I know this prayer, the intentions, the words I put in it. Every word got power. We've put the feeling for that power to be manifest through our experience, through our love and joy and peace. With gratitude, thanksgiving, appreciation, I claim this truth for each one here, the unity with the music, the talk, the meditation, the announcement, the flames of faith, the practical prayers, the results of it. All things is God expressing himself through this community and this celebration. I let my prayer be known to the Lord of God that always say yes. And it says yes once again. Now let it go and now let it be. So it is. Amen.
So it is. Thank you, Jesus. So the reason that we do a practical prayer is because it actually changes something in our experience of life. So we get to share stories of our prayers working. And if anybody has a story that you'd like to share, go ahead and wave your hand. Joe's got one here in the room. Come on up, and you can share with us. Anybody, so you can also use your electronic raise hand button under reactions on your Zoom if you want to be technical.
Good morning. So on Tuesday, or Wednesday it was, whatever day, I contacted the Practitioner Core because my brother fell on Tuesday and broke his leg. Pretty nasty fracture. So he had surgery. It was only one. They were expecting two. Only one, and he's home, and he's doing fine. So thank you.
I love when that happens. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Anybody else have a prayer work story that you would like to share? I got a quick one. So I've been thinking about Karen, who was helped me run the teen group like 10, 15, 20 years ago. And we haven't seen each other in the last year or so. And then for some bizarre reason, I was also clicking through on YouTube's and saw a video of another friend from the back in the good old days telling a story about when he was going to Catholic church and also starting to go to a New Thought church. And I thought that's a wonderful story. And they both joined the Do Healing Like Jesus class. So pray them right into that. And you know, it's amazing once you get yourself into that into the tone and flavor of being receptive. The good just continues showing up. Sometimes it's an actual prayer. I want this to happen now. Sometimes it's you can think about somebody and then they call. Now this is I could call them, but it's interesting to watch the coincidences happening. So do some prayer. It works. We are now going to do some announcements, and Nia has the announcements here. And if anybody has a kazoo, locally or remotely, please herald her in.
All right. This flurry of information is on the website at newthoughtphilly.org. Sign up there for the weekly e-newsletter so we can keep in touch. We host 15-minute meditations on Zoom. They happen twice every day and are inspiring, fun, and quick. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning this week are also on Insight Timer Live. The Practical Prayer podcast this week is Miracles with Carol and Reverend Bill. Listen where you get podcast, or join the live recording session on New Thought Media Network tomorrow at 1 p.m. This Thursday is the last chance to join the class, Do Healing Like Jesus. The instructions to create transformation and healing are hidden in plain sight. Reverend Bill brings them to light and helps you learn this timeless technique. The Power of 8 Intention Circle meets every Monday evening from 6:30 to 7 p.m. to help bring new experience into the lives of the group members. Details are on the website. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Insight Timer, and YouTube. Follow, subscribe, like, and share, and join the 2019 Spiritual Adventures in our group on meetup.com. We are always grateful for your financial support. You can make a tax-deductible donation by Zelle, Cash App, check, PayPal, Venmo, credit, or debit card. And thank you to the team that makes our celebrations work and has fun doing it. We get together before the celebration to put the pieces in order. To join the joy, email our volunteer coordinator. Next Sunday is online with Tough Love, as Reverend Bill points out that sometimes our prayers are answered with what we need rather than what we want. Live music by the joyful Jeff Lesser. The practitioners are available for professional sessions by appointment. After the celebration, Jesus is available for a quick transformational miracle in a minute prayer. And we'll leave the Zoom meeting open after the celebration for casual conversation.
Thank you, Nia.
See,
By-
prayer works. I said 2 more people would walk in.
There you go. There you go. And by the way, that was Nia's debut doing the announcements. Nicely done. Like you've been doing it for your whole life. We have a new greeting for our first-time visitors. If there's anybody who is joining us for the first time, this is an opportunity to accept a blessing. Kristen, it's so wonderful to see you. Yeah? Loose? Loose? All right, so we're going to model this. You're just going to stand there and receive. Okay, and everybody else, we're going to rub our hands together. You just receive this. We're going to rub our hands together so we can feel the warmth, feel the love. You are the bright light of God's love. Thank you for shining that light and sharing that love with us today. And welcome home.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, when you come back a second time, you get a special gift. So, how's that? How's that for a little lure? And another blessing. So we're going to do the greeting song now. Actually, when I say we, I mean Deb is going to do the greeting song now, and the rest of us are going to greet each other. So what you're able to do, if you're in the room, is wander around and hug the folks who we're together with, or elbow bump, or whatever feels good. And if you're on Zoom, then just make eye contact with the people who we're in community with. Deb?
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me, can't you see? You're everything I hope for. You're everything I need. You are so beautiful to me. Such joy and happiness. You bring like a dream. You're a guiding light shining in the night.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Benjamin. Quick hand on the trigger there. That was wonderful. We are now going to light the flames of faith. And for those of you in the room who don't know, then just as well. We're going to light the flames of faith, and Karen is going to lead us in that.
We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from one power, love, and intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for earth-based traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness and the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of the universal spiritual principles. And as we light the healing candle, please put into the light the names of anyone or any place you want to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love. So it is.
Blessed be. Thank you, Karen. Our reading today is from New Thoughts for Today, which is the first Anton anthology, and that is going to be shared with us by Joe.
The title of the reading is The Unique Authentic Self by Reverend Melissa Higginbotham from North Carolina. Well, where do the mermaids stand? All the mermaids, all those who are different and who do not accept the available boxes and pigeonholes. That's a quote from Robert Fulghum, All I Really Need to Know. Wow, you're weird, the young girl said. Thank you, I replied, as I started laughing. There was a time when I would have been upset, but now I wear those remarks like a badge of honor. For in ancient times, being weird meant you had the power to control fate. I admit I am different, an outlier. I look at life and many things differently than a lot of people do. As a result, it took me many years to get to the point where being the authentic self, the person God sourced created me to be, became my focus. In doing so, I set myself free. Now I can admit it. I am weird. I have the power to control my fate because I know I can choose which doors to go through and therefore decide which level of consciousness to align with. This becomes my weird power. And my fate, it's me, being the most authentic self I can be. We all look at life through our own unique perceptions. This uniqueness brings that creative spark to life and to the consciousness that sings through the creative expressions we manifest throughout our days. So go forth, set yourself free, be authentic, go, and just be weird. Go. I am here to be the best me I can, the authentic self, God knowing itself as me. Divine order, divine action, divine timing come together in this moment. I am free, and I say yes.
This is a song written by my friends Eileen Angel and Tanya Lee, and it's about what we all want, no matter how weird we are. What you find depends on what you look for. What you see depends on where you stand. I finally saw my flaws, my imperfections. They're not who I am, not all that I am. I'm gonna lay that burden down. Gonna let go of that now. I wanna live with my eyes and arms open. Trust my heart like it's never been broken. Love as wide as the sky, pain outside of the lines, living bright neon color, color. What if I just decide that I am worthy? And it's okay to ask for and have what I really want. And I could believe that my dreams are there for the taking. They're mine for a song. They were mine all along. I'm gonna lay that burden down. I wanna live with my eyes and arms open. Trust my heart like it's never been broken. Love as wide as the sky, pain outside of the lines, living bright neon color, color. I'm gonna live with my eyes and arms open. Trust my heart like it's never been broken. Love as wide as the sky, pain outside of the lines, live the rest of my life in color, color.
Beautiful. Thank you, Deb. Wonderful, wonderful. Patience comes to those who wait. If your nose runs and your feet smell, you were built upside down. When I was on the radio in the 1980s, my signature comedy bit was the show credits, and it always ended with some pithy, ridiculous observation, like, "He who laughs last missed the joke." One of my favorite ones was, "You are unique, just like everyone else." And that's actually a quote from Margaret Mead, who was an anthropologist, and she actually said, "Always remember that you are absolutely unique, just like everyone else." And she was sarcastic about that. She's an anthropologist, but she's pretty smart and pretty funny, and she was pointing out the truth about us, that we are each unique, and everybody is too. The good news there is that there is a combination of skills and talents and abilities and characteristics and perspectives that we bring that are unique to us, that make us one of a kind. And there's nobody else who has exactly the same combination. There are 8 billion people on the planet right now, and only one, you. We've heard the term 1 in a million. Well, that means just in the United States, there would be 330 people just like you. And in China, there would be 1 million. What makes you unique? What is that gift that makes you who you are? What are those combinations? What are the different aspects of possibility that make you unique? Somebody's on a scale from shy to boisterous, introvert to extrovert. So, and very few people are all the way on one end or the other. So that's one of the characteristics that we have. Some people are very competitive. Some people are not competitive at all. And it's not like one is good and one is bad. Those are simply characteristics. In 2007, I was working for a company, and the guy who ran the company had this goal. Actually, when I went to work for him, when we hit a certain sales target, he was going to buy himself a Jaguar. And then my partner on the sales team convinced him that since Ford had bought Jaguar, it was just like getting a Taurus. Really messed with his head. So he decided he was going to get a Maserati. And in 2007, he got himself a Maserati. And he was delighted. And I remember him telling me that when you buy a Maserati, when one buys a Maserati, I am not going to buy a Maserati, and you don't need to either. But when somebody buys a Maserati, there are about 137,000 possible combinations of the model and the paint and the interior and the thing and the this and the that. And 137,000 combinations to make each of those cars exactly right for the particular driver that it was going to have. Did I care? Well, I cared enough to remember the statistic, but and I would imagine that there are some combinations of Maserati that nobody would ever order. And there are other combinations that get bought a whole lot. But the interesting thing is that with all of that variety that's possible, it takes it away from this is what it's going to be to there being possibilities. There are different possibilities. So what are the gifts and talents that make you you? What is it that you're bringing that no one else is bringing? You know, some of the other characteristics are some people love to dance. Some people do not like to dance. Some people are singers or writers or poets. I myself am a writer. I am not a poet. Every once in a while I can do a poetry thing, but it comes out pretty childish. I once wrote a poem without the word Nantucket in it. I was very proud of myself. Maybe you're a hobbyist. There's something that you enjoy doing. Maybe you're outdoorsy. Or maybe you're not. And it's not like you can say, oh, outdoorsy people are better, or people who are bookish are better. We're different. We're unique. We have different perspectives. We have different ways of approaching the world. Some people are very plain. Some people are very fancy and stylish. And there's some drama. When the plain people walk down the red carpet, no one cares. The stylish people are something to talk about. So it's just something to talk about. But it's not like they're inherently better people. They just bring something different to it. Understanding what our gifts are, understanding what the talents are that we bring, and then understanding that other people don't have the same talent, don't have the same gifts, don't have the same combination that we have, is tremendously empowering. There are so many ways that we can bring ourselves to a situation and share those gifts in a way that's going to bring some good into the world. Understanding that other people have different gifts and other people don't have the gifts that we have, that's compassion. That's understanding. That's empathy. That's the ability to understand that where I'm looking from is different than where you're looking from. It doesn't make me any better, it just makes me over here. Some people are scared to death of speaking in public. It turns out people are more scared of speaking in public than dying. Really? I could never understand that. I'm okay speaking in public. I once had somebody ask me, it was in the practitioner group at my church at the time, if I'm nervous speaking in front of a big group of people. And she forgot about the background that I had in the radio. And I said, yeah, sometimes. It depends on the size of the group, and she's like nodding along. And I say, once there's more than about 150,000 people, I start to second guess myself. And it was like playing a high-pitched noise in front of a puppy as she turned her head, because she didn't get it. Because I'm okay with that. And the reason that I start to second guess myself at 150,000 people is if I waste a minute, that's a lot of person time. You can waste time at great volumes. So I want to make sure that what I'm bringing and what I'm offering, and because I'm asking all of those people to pay attention to me, that I really want to bring some value to them. And that's different for me than it is for other people. And understanding that some people are terrified to speak in front of a big group of people, and big to them is 7. You get more than 6 people and they start choking up. And that's okay, because that's who they are. And if you're one of those people, that's okay. You want to change that? You can. You can join Toastmasters and learn to speak in front of people. And if you want to just say, I don't like speaking in front of people, I'm going to go to Toastmasters and listen to other people. Or I'm going to go to the comedy club and listen to somebody else because I don't have any interest in being on the platform. And stop judging yourself for thinking that because you don't want to do things that other people want to do, that you're not having success in the way that other people are defining success, that it's not good enough. You are unique, just like everyone else. Cliches are a dime a dozen. Nepotism is okay as long as you keep it in the family. My favorite one for New Jersey, 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 rights make a left. There's a thing called imposter syndrome, where somebody asks us to do something, and for some reason, we're supposed to be able to do this, and we get the terrifying feeling of, I'm not the person who can answer this question. I can't do this. It's wrong. Everybody's looking up to me, and I don't have it. I'm not that person. That is completely normal. When we are called upon to share the unique gifts and skills and talents that we have, to bring ourselves into a situation or a circumstance or an experience in a particular way, it can be terrifying, especially the first time that we do it. I spent some time doing consulting in the printing industry. And every once in a while, I would be called into a printing or a publishing or an ad agency or some sort of company like that where they're struggling and having some difficulty. And I was the expert from out of town who was going to tell them how to fix things. And there were times when I thought, who am I to tell these people at this company that's been in business for 187 years how to do their business? But then I go back to basics. What are the gifts and skills and talents and perspectives that I have? I knew something about their business. I knew something about the technology that was changing their business. I knew about the possibilities and the challenges that they were facing. And so I would just take a deep breath. We'd start talking about what they've been doing, what they want to be doing, and work out a plan. And it turns out I was pretty good at it. And I could tell that I was pretty good at it because nobody chased me out of the building. Nobody ever asked my company for their money back. And the companies that I did the consulting for made it into the next generation of their business. People in the public had no idea, for example, one of the clients that we worked with was LL Bean. And they'd been producing catalogs for a very long time. And they had their way of producing catalogs. And then this brand new fangled desktop publishing technology came along. And they're going to have to get rid of their waxers and X-Acto knives where they're doing their paste up by hand and do it using computers. Well, it was terrifying. They didn't know what they were doing. We didn't really know what they were doing, but we figured out what they were doing, what they needed to continue doing, and help them keep putting out the catalog so that everybody who was getting the LL Bean catalog didn't notice that there was a complete disruption and a complete change in the way that that was happening. So when that fear of fraud or imposter syndrome comes along, we can settle in and understand that we have that combination of gifts and skills and talents. You are unique, just like everyone else, and there's something that you're bringing to the situation. There's the possibility for there to be good here. It is also possible that we are very busy being an example to other people of what not to do. So allowing ourselves to partner with the infinite, to say, yes, this is a good idea, to not let our ego be in charge and say, I thought of this. This must be my gifts and skills and talents. I must be the person to make the world's first plastic bicycle. There was somebody who did that. Sold one to my brother. They never manufactured them because it's a bad idea. If it's a good idea, the infinite will find lots of little ways to remind you that it's a good idea. If it's not a good idea, and you are open to the possibility of being guided, then all sorts of stuff will show up to let you second guess yourself and say, you know what, there's a better way for me to be this gift that I am. In my late 20s and early 30s, my family had a lot of financial struggles. We didn't have 2 nickels to rub together when we had to come for a funeral, a family member. It was like the big struggle was how are we going to get time off work and how are we going to get the money for the airfare to come for the visit. And that sort of thing isn't an issue anymore because there's growth and transformation that has happened. I've had 9 careers. I mean, I'm telling you about the one that I had doing comedy on the radio. You know, a litigator, for example, is a slimy reptile that crawls out of a swamp and into a courtroom. Manners are the noises that you don't make while eating soup. And if ignorance isn't bliss, I don't know what is. So I had a job. I got paid to go on the radio and be funny, even funnier than that. And then I stopped doing that. And then I started doing something else. And then I stopped doing that, and I started doing something else. And changing and changing and changing. 9 different careers that I've been able to count. And now minister and public speaker. And it's not like this is the only purpose for which I was put on earth. I have a lot of skills, creative skills, technical skills, spiritual insights. I got an email from a friend of mine that said that he and his partner had been listening to the Practical Prayer podcast on a car trip. And he was very impressed by the way that I was explaining and presenting the New Thought teaching. And I thought, well, that's really cool. And it was especially cool because it was John Carn, who's the Dean of Students at Emerson Theological Institute. So high praise coming from me. And I am not doing it so that people praise me. I'm doing it because that is a gift that I have, that is an ability that I have, it's an opportunity for me to share it, so that's what I do. Everyone has the best thing that ever happened to them. And everyone has the worst thing that ever happened to them. It does not make any sense to compare your best or your worst with somebody else's best or their worst. Because we are all in a different place, having a different perspective and a different experience. Their worst might mean something different to them than it means to you. Their best might have been nothing as far as they're concerned, but it's just really impressive for you. Because when we're evaluating somebody else from our perspective, we call that judgment. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. Especially when we think that the circumstances, the way that we've been going through our lives, make us less than, make us victims. I know a lot of people who have been victim to circumstance, to abuse, to poverty, to illness, to not having enough. And that's all very real. But victim is not an identity. Victim is a title. Yeah, that's part of my past. That's something that I've experienced. That's who I am. That has made me who I am. But I don't need to live under that title for my entire life. There's more. There are different axes. There are different ranges where I can go from shy to boisterous. So what are your talents? What are you bringing? What are the gifts and skills and abilities that make you uniquely you? Last one. Don't worry about your health. If you wait long enough, it'll go away. What are you bringing to the table? And by the way, The biggest challenge here is that it's not always obvious. When I was growing up, I was really good with technology, and I was also very creative. And I thought that was a pretty common combination. And you know what? It turns out it's not. It turns out that's a pretty unusual combination, to be able to bring the technical perspective and understanding about how the pieces fit together and also have that creative streak. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm really no good at, and I now know how to freely acknowledge those. And somebody says, you want to do this? It's like, nope, that's not my thing. And some things that I used to not do because I wasn't good at, now I do because they're fun, and I'm still not very good at it. And it doesn't matter. It's about being authentically yourself, understanding what those gifts and skills and talents that you have are. What is that superpower that you have within you? And it's not just one thing, it's a whole bunch of different things that make you uniquely you. What's it going to take to reveal that truth, to share that gift with the world, and to be the superhero that you are? Because we all can. You are the best, you are super, so it is.
This is one of my songs called The Greatest. You are the greatest, you. There's nothing you must do. Just be who you are in truth. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's full of promise. Right here where we are, where light shines upon us, is everything we need and everything we are. As we let go of fear and reach toward the stars, 'cause you are the greatest, you. There's nothing you must do. Just be who you are in truth. Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be with? Listen to your heart. That is where the truth lives. And everything you need, everything you are, it will all be yours as you reach toward the stars, 'cause you are the greatest, you. There's nothing you must do. Just be who you are in truth. It's already done. Your destiny is won as you surrender to who you shall become. To the greatest you. There's nothing
Thank you, Deb. So as Reverend Bill was talking, I was reminded of a quote that I found recently. Do not relive the past. It was only a lesson, not a life sentence. I said that. I like that. That makes a lot of sense. So we're going to do some meditation now. You can get comfortable in your chair, put your feet flat on the floor if that's comfortable for you. Just be in a relaxed position. Take a few deep breaths. Take a breath in. Hold it at the top. And audibly let that go. Feel the release. Feel the relaxation. One more deep breath. Get in. Hold it. And relax. One more. Breath in. Hold it. And settle into that floating, relaxed sensation. How do you control your fate? How do you own your power? How can you be your own specific I am? Think about your gifts and your talents. What do you have to share with the world? Be weird. Be authentic. Remember that definition of weird. It's a superpower. It's controlling your fate. We have lots of unique individual. Somebody else may be able to paint just like you or write just like you, but it's not yours. It's theirs. So what is your individual twist? And just play with those possibilities as we go into the silence. How can you combine it? How can you offer it to others and to yourself? Just breathe at an even pace. And contemplate.
good gifts comes from the Father within, where there's no darkness, where it's light. You are born with potential. You are born with ideas and dreams. You are born with greatness. You are born with wings. There's no need to crawl through life. We came to this plane, to this planet, with gifts, ideas. We didn't came to get, to accumulate, came to give from our own self. The gifts that the divine has soul in our soul, for we could share with ourselves, with family, friends, with people, places, and things. It says, blessed is the man and women that meditate in the law of God day and night. He is like the tree planted by the rivers of water that give its fruit in the season, and its leaves do not wither, and whatever he touch and say will prosper. Bring fruit to his words, to his thoughts. That's why his eyes is fixed on the one presence, because that one presence bring him perfect peace. Peace. Meditate on peace. In the Hindu, the word for peace is shanti. Peace. Shanti. In the Hebrew, is shalom. Shalom. Let it vibrate in your inner being, and you will be in that state of peace. Take another deep breath in. Let it go. Move your shoulders a little. And as you're comfortable and ready and willing, bring your attention back to the soon celebration as Deb sings this next beautiful song for each one of us.
Thank you, Jesus. Good job. This song I wrote called You Shine. Take your time, take your time. Stop rushing through this life. You are one of a kind, and this world needs your light. It may feel cliche, but that's all right. We are all just stumbling through the night. You shine, you shine. Oh, I can't see without your shine. You shine. Oh, it's so dark without you here. are magic in the air. You are, yes, you are. You never see the trail you leave behind your shooting star. How could anyone compare to you? Beauty breathes in everything you do. You shine, you shine. Oh, I can't see without your shine. You shine. Oh, this world is dark without you here. Come and sit by the fire. We will rest for a while and let the soft flames inspire. Reasons to smile as you shine, you shine. Oh, I can't see without your shine, you shine. Oh, this world is darker without you here.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Joe. Wow, so powerful. So powerful. And thank you, everybody, for the willingness to look at your stuff and see what you're bringing, what you have. As part of our program is the wisdom share. My friend Joni says that the posse is the preacher. So it's not what I say, it's how it lands. So if there's something that's come up for you that you want to give voice to, go ahead and wave your hand, digital or in the room, and have a chance to give voice to how you're letting your gifts and talents be seen. Yes, I say come up and say it. Anybody online, you can wave your thing. Come on up, Nia. You're going to have to come up eventually anyway.
Oh, yeah, I'll come up right after this, right?
Yep.
All right. So my New Year's resolution was for me to be my authentic self, whatever that may be. So I'm searching for that, a part of this hit, because of my different talents, how to actually use them. And then as I was meditating, truth came to mind. So for me to live in my truth and to also tell the truth. And I had spoke to my cousin, I think 2 days ago, and impulsively I agreed to something with him. And as I was meditating, I thought, like, that's really not my vision or what I want to do. And I'm going to have to tell him the truth. So that's what came up for me, because then I have to step into my own vision and write my own story and what I want to do. That's his vision, and, you know, I'm going to have to tell him the truth and tell him I don't want to be a part of it. So that's what came up for me.
Beautiful, beautiful. Not go too far. Yeah, and we say that the universe always says yes, but sometimes the universe says yes to something else. It's like, I can't say yes to this because I need to leave room for something else. You know, it's like going to the all-you-can-eat buffet. You can't say yes to everything. You know, are you going to have lunch? Yes. Are you going to have that? Maybe not. Wonderful. Thank you. Anybody else? Was that your hand going, Breen? Nope. Okay, then. Back to Nia.
So we're doing the offering affirmation, and New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We have a basket in the room and a donate button on the website to make a donation by Zelle, Cash App, credit card, PayPal, or Venmo. You can also mail a check to our office in Ardmore, where we gratefully for every way you share. We are grateful for every way you share. The offering affirmation is on the screen. We'll all unmute and say the affirmation together. I live in an abundant universe. I am one with the infinite source of all good. I am a center of conscious prosperity. I enjoy the richness of life. I bless my gift. I share my gift with gratitude and joy. I know that as I give, I do receive. So it is.
Thank you, Nia. Thank you all. Thank you, Deb. One more song for us.
Yes. Okay, this is a call and response. I want to see some people putting their hands in the air and blessing this year, our lives, and everyone around us. It's called Stay Strong and Keep Your Faith Alive. May the grace of God bless man and every woman in this land. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. That's your line to sing. Whatever comes to meet us, all the darkness won't defeat us. Here we go. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Some say the end has come, said our souls are running, but I say stay strong and keep your faith alive. Let's all come together and take care of each other. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Now here's your big chance. Raise your hand up in the air, in the air. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Take a stand, take a stand. Say a prayer, say a prayer. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Hand in hand, side by side, with hearts open wide. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Help others find their way. Create a heaven here today. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Here we go. Raise your hands in the air, in the air. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Take a stand, take a stand. Say a prayer, say a prayer. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Oh, it's times like these we need to remember what is real and stay strong and keep your faith alive. United in our quest to spread love and happiness. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Last time to raise your hand up in the air and stay strong and keep your faith alive. Lend a hand, say a prayer, say a prayer. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Stay strong and keep your faith alive. Yes. 2025.
Thank you, Deb.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Let us close with another joyous cacophony. If you're on Zoom, you can unmute. If you're in the room, go ahead and stand up. Maybe take the hand of the person who is next to you, and you can repeat after me. I am love.
I am love.
I am light.
I am
I
light.
am a gift.
I am a gift.
I let the light shine.
Let my light
Let the
shine.
light
I let the
shine.
love flow.
Let the love
Let love
flow.
flow.
I share my gift.
And I share
I
my
share my
gift.
gifts.
And so it is.
So it is.
So it is. Amen.
Thank you all so much.